Good evening, guys. How are we doing this evening? Guys, I would like to explain to you one thing that I think a lot of us Africans do not understand about the power of communication, the power of words, the power of interaction, the power of union, and the power of agreement. Some of you find Facebook as a source of entertainment. Some of you find Facebook as a place where you can come and relax. But there are those of us who understand that this is a medium of communication. This is a medium of koinonia. This is a medium of engagement. And some of us also understand what it means when you communicate and the power of communication in changing people's lives. That's why we do this. That's why I do this. But because it is a means of communication, you also need to know that communication is a means of transfer. You can transfer thoughts. You can transfer impact. You can transfer effect by this communication medium and by speaking. And that's why when some of us speak, we do not take it lightly. And when you speak to me back through this very same platform, I do not take you lightly. So there are a number of you that commented on my video about how Africa is a shithole. And many of you expressed the thinking that people are justified to call Africa a shithole because there is a lot of shit taking place in Africa. Some of you believed that the challenges that are taking place in Africa, the problems that we're facing, is a reason for us to be given such derogatory names. But I need you to understand that every single word that comes out of a person's mouth, every single word and everything that is said has got impact. It has vibration, it has resonance, and that resonance has the power to influence and affect. And when words are put in the right place, at the right time, by a person with a spiritual and mental understanding, those words can actually become spells, incantations that can actually bring manifestation of change. I want you to go back and remember a time where our ancestors were creating, because people keep saying, why do you keep talking about history? It's history. It's past. It's not past. The one thing that this African generation has failed to understand and ask itself is, why is it that once upon a time Africans were able to build pyramids? Why is it that once upon a time Africans were able to build great cities? Why is it that once upon a time Africa was the center of knowledge? It was because at that time Africa spoke right. Africa heard right. Africa was told the right words, the right vibrations, the right resonance, and the right incantations. The moment that Africa started being told that we were niggers, we were Negroes, we were Kafirs, we were shit, Africans lost their ability to produce because the words they were being told had power, resonance, and the power to affect the African mentally, and therefore what it is that they manifested in the physical. This is why I speak out against what Donald Trump said. What Donald Trump said was not said just because he's an idiot. If you understand European culture, they plan 10, 20, 15, 30, 50 years in advance. Colonialism is still affecting us today because it was planned to affect us in future. Willie Lynch talked about how he was going to ensure that slavery took place 300 years after he wrote his letter. This is what is happening with the words that Donald Trump was saying. There are words that are similar to the word nigger, the word kefa, that are meant to continue to hold you down and make you feel like you're incapable. but they go beyond making you feel, but they actually become a reality of making you believe, and therefore you will become what those words say that you are. A continent, which is a shithole, produces shit. No nation has ever been built by shit. There is nothing more useless than shit in the world. It can be utilized as manure, which means it can be used to grow something else, but itself, it doesn't have any value. So what Trump was saying are words that have meaning and a description and a meaning that is supposed to determine our destiny. And when we accept those words, when we speak the very same words out of our mouths, it becomes a vibration, a resonance, and it becomes an incantation, and to some extent, a spell. And if the word has been said by somebody with spiritual understanding, it will actually become a curse. This is why it is important for you to understand that. But I also believe that when words like that are being utilized, words that demean humanity, words that make you less of a human being, they are usually said before a prelude of genocide. If I want to undertake a genocide, like when it happened in Rwanda, we will call you cockroaches. And cockroaches must be eliminated. And like I said, resonance, vibration, words, incantations will determine your destiny. So what is the destiny that Donald Trump has for us? The funny thing is, what Donald Trump said is not the first time that somebody in America has made a statement that suggests that Africans have no destiny, that suggests that Africans are doomed or Africans are nothing, are shit. Taylor Swift made a video, and in this video, she shot it in Africa. And all the people that were in this video, all the people that were in these scenes were white in Africa. The slaves were white. The masters were white. The people that were walking in the wilderness were white. There were no black people in that scene. If you look at most of the futuristic movies that are being made today, a lot of them depict white people, but you never see black people. What you need to understand from this is that they are saying something about their vision of the future. They are talking about a future in which they do not see black people. Taylor Swift said it. The movies are saying it. Then Donald Trump comes and tells you that this is a shithole. But what do people do with shit? What do people do with the shithole? They cover the shithole. Do you remember Hitler? What did he call Jews just before he eliminated them? It is very critical that Africans, you start to wake up and stop taking everything lightly. Another gentleman said to me, you made your video because you were jealous of the young man that got 6 million hits for his message. And I said to this man, do you realize that Chaz has made videos that are much more powerful than the video where he was accepting that his nation is a shithole? And none of them have ever gone viral to the extent of him, of the one that went viral, because he accepted that he is shit. Why do you think that is? The platforms we use determine how far your message goes. The platforms we use limit and open up according to which message they want to go forward. The one message that they allowed to open for Chaz to really shine was the one where he was condemning his people, where he was making a resonance, accepting an incantation of how it is that we have no future. He was making an incantation that is a confirmation of Taylor Swift's video and a confirmation of all the movies that have been coming out that say that there will be no Africans in future. I'm saying, once more, the words that were spoken by Donald Trump were to destroy you. I'm not going to go and tell you about how Africa has already been destroyed by the very same people who say we're shit. I'm not going to go and tell you about how the Americans are busy building embassies for 200 million in shit countries. I'm not going to go all the way to explain to you how they are going out of their way to force African countries to open up their markets for their capital to come into Africa. But I'm going to explain to you that they are preparing you, they are preparing me for a future in which we will be eliminated. You either start understanding that or continue to be deaf, continue to be dumb, but the future has already been predetermined by the words, by the things that we've been shown, that we believe about a future that has no black people. That is why I speak. This is the public parliament for Africans that do not own media. We either utilize it to educate each other, to awaken each other, or we continue to utilize it for entertainment. You either start listening to thoughts or continue to think that people like me are here because we want likes. But I promise you, one day you will understand if you don't wake up today. Words are power. Words determine your future. Words determine your tomorrow. Words determine your destiny. You are not a shit people. This is not a shit continent. Because if you are shit, shit gets buried or shit gets flushed. Good night.